it's a little bit different out here when you get Caitlin Clark treatment. It ain't so easy peasy getting to play one-on-one, getting to just do your thing how you want to do it, when you want to do it.
Charleston White has once again thrown gasoline on the fire of hip-hop controversy, this time by going directly after rapper Sexy Red in a way that shocked even his regular audience. To back up his claims, he allegedly leaked what appears to be her medical report, suggesting she tested positive for an STD. But he didn't stop there. He went on to name several high-profile rappers he claims were also exposed. These weren't fringe artists either. We're talking about some of the most prominent names in the industry, the kind that make headlines instantly. The angle White took was ruthless. He painted Sexy Red as a walking hazard, linking her supposed diagnosis to the unapologetically raw and sexual lyrics she's become famous for. Once those so-called receipts hit social media, chaos followed. Fans began connecting dots. Every rumored relationship, every club sighting, every cryptic Instagram photo suddenly became evidence in the court of public opinion. What started as a diss escalated into a storm of speculation, with entire timelines dragging in any rapper she's ever been associated with. And in true Charleston White fashion, he didn't just make claims, he went graphic. He shared a close-up image of what he implied was a herpes sore, captioning it with his signature mix of mockery and bluntness. He accused her of reckless behavior, openly tying her rumored health status to the very sexual acts she raps about on tracks that built her career. White even ridiculed the men she's allegedly been with, saying they don't take care of themselves, making it no surprise she'd end up in this situation. The result? A viral wildfire. Fans are divided, some outraged at the invasion of privacy, others quick to believe every word. But one thing is certain, Charleston White didn't just throw shade, he launched a full-scale smear campaign, one that has the hip-hop world buzzing louder than ever.
This was the first time we saw Paige really get guarded. This is where we saw what is going to happen in year 2. This is the scout report that needs to be out there on Paige Bueckers once the Dallas Wings get good, because Dallas Wings are going to get good at some stage in her career. This was the game where I'm like, okay, we can shut up that.
For months,
the storyline felt rehearsed, as if it had been lifted straight out of a marketing script. Paige Bueckers wasn't just promoted, she was anointed. The media cast her as the inevitable heir, the one destined to grab Caitlin Clark's torch and carry it higher, faster, brighter. Every headline seemed to echo the same message. Paige wasn't just great, she was the future. The coverage painted her as the complete package, sharp-minded, polished, efficient, a player who could not only keep pace with Clark, but somehow redefine the game even quicker.
The elevation of one Paige Bueckers. Oh, she's better than Caitlin Clark. I mean, stab me in the eye with a spoon, for Christ's sakes. Wow. So that's a thing right now. Last night, Paige Bueckers dropped 44 points. And we're going to look at a video that just dissects and exposes a lot of that shit. Let me tell you. It exposes a lot of stuff involving Paige Bueckers getting special treatment on the court.
Think back to when Paige's own former coach, Gino Auriemma, chimed in about Caitlin Clark. That single remark became a ripple that turned into a wave, shaping how people viewed her, or more accurately, how they misviewed her. From that point on, Clark wasn't just questioned. She was underestimated, second-guessed, and doubted at every turn.
And Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening. And they all jumped over her, but they didn't read the whole thing that she said. But nobody's printing. You know, Diana Taurasi was right. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie. And if you're a WNBA player, if you're any kind of player,
Paige grabbed a flashy milestone, fastest to hit 200 points and 50 assists, narrowly beating Clark's mark by just one game. That tiny edge was all it took for analysts to lose their minds, declaring her more polished, more prepared, more NBA-ready than Caitlin. The hype train roared out of the station, with ESPN gladly punching tickets for anyone willing to ride along. But here's the truth about hype. It's fragile. It looks unstoppable until it collides with reality. And in this case, reality showed up in storm green.
Diva of Dump Divas Kat Engelbert is breathing a sigh of relief. Her pretend friends in the mainstream media, they are trying to crown a new star. If the media has it their way, this could potentially be the new face of pretend basketball. And it's not just the woke media. There are even some in conservative media who are voluntarily biting into the shit sandwich. Headline at Outkick: "No Caitlyn, no problem. Paige Bueckers can save the WNBA."
Fresh off that overhyped arrival game, her 44-point eruption against the Sparks, Paige walked into Seattle carrying herself like the celebration hadn't ended. But the Storm had no interest in parades. They didn't roll out banners or confetti. They rolled out pressure, double teams, and relentless physicality. What unfolded wasn't a continuation of her coronation. It was a dismantling.
She went off in a game against the Los Angeles Sparks, scoring 44 points, but the craziest part about that was her shooting percentage. She shot over 80% from the field, and I tweeted about that, and I was like, that's actually insane. Give props where they are due. Shooting over 80%, scoring 44 points is actually insane. But with this game, like Paige Bueckers she put on a masterclass in scoring, and I think with that, these are some.
Paige's night ended with just 11 points. Not in the first half, not in a single quarter. 11 total for the entire game, on a brutal 2 for 11 shooting performance, with 0 assists and only 2 rebounds to her name. The box score didn't. Scream future superstar. It read more like a mercy line for someone who vanished under the lights. And here's the kicker. Seattle's coach, Noelle Quinn, practically foreshadowed it before tip-off. Time to find out if this princess could withstand the same defensive gauntlet Caitlin Clark faces every night. The answer? She couldn't. She crumbled.
For the game, you said it's going to be important to be physical with like Paige Bueckers. Can you talk about the defensive game plan for Dallas and like how your team was able to hold them to their fewest points of the season?
Yeah, it started, with our attention to detail with Paige. I thought, Slim was very physical, stayed in her space, and the actions that we guarded her in, we were very aggressive, showed multiple bodies, and kind of, made her hesitant to use the ball screen a little bit. I thought we rotated well.
And here's where the contrast gets striking. While Paige buckled after a single night of suffocating defense, Caitlin Clark has been weathering that kind of storm for over a year. She's not just another player dropped into the league, she's the one who reshaped it, forcing everyone to adjust around her. And what's been her reward? Punishment that borders on brutality. The numbers don't lie. In the 2024 season, a staggering 17% of all flagrant fouls were committed against Clark alone. That's not tough defense. That's a bullseye on her back, a level of targeting that would earn respect from NFL linebackers.
Paige Bueckers got Caitlin Clark treatment for the first time in her career, and it looked bad. It looked real bad. Everybody was running around. Yeah, she was cooking. 44 points versus the Sparks. They didn't play a lick of defense, letting this girl play one-on-one basketball in every area of the floor, letting her post up in the mid-range area one-on-one. Now, I'm giving credit. She's a bucket in one-on-one, especially from that mid-range, from the free throw line down area. But this is the first time we watch teams actively be persistent about taking away her spots and what she wants.
Just take the Chicago Sky as Exhibit A. They practically turned roughing up Clark into a team pastime, responsible for a jaw-dropping 80% of those flagrant fouls. Meanwhile, Paige was gliding through games as if she were still in the comfort of a college scrimmage, shielded from that kind of punishment. The first time she faced Clark-level physicality, the truth came crashing down. Her shots disappeared, her efficiency evaporated, and her game was stripped bare. Seattle's defense treated her like the superstar she was marketed to be, and in doing so revealed she wasn't close. Intervened up.
She got blitzed. She got doubled. And do you want to know what she did as soon as she got blitzed and doubles? She passed. Paige Bueckers, look, she played decent amount early in the game. The game was kind of over and she got subbed out. Paige Bueckers.
The media, of course, paraded Paige's shooting percentage like it was scripture. Her clean 47.4% clip was shoved into every conversation, always set against Clark's 41.7%, as if it were irrefutable evidence that Paige was the more polished scorer. But here's what they left out. Clark wasn't padding numbers on open looks. She was carrying the heaviest shot load in the league, taking contested bombs and absorbing contact that rarely even earned a whistle. Paige's glossy percentage was built on comfort shots and soft coverage. The moment she was defended like a true star, the facade crumbled. 2 makes on 11 attempts. That's not efficiency. That's a mirage dissolving under pressure. Meanwhile, Clark keeps shredding defenses engineered specifically to stop her. She buries contested threes from 28 feet, drives through hacks, shakes off elbows, and still delivers the kind of highlights that pack arenas. Her toughness makes Paige's collapse look even starker. Clark has already proven she can thrive through punishment at a generational level. Paige got her first taste of that reality and disappeared.
Paige Bueckers, let me ask you this. How did it feel to be blitzed and played 94 feet before you even get a chance to bring the ball up court like your name was Caitlin Clark, aka my precious Cece? You didn't like that, huh? You hear me? You out there was looking like you was about to cry. Yeah, so what do your fans have to say now? Excuse me, where are you Paige Bueckers fans at? That's y'all MVP and face of the league, right? She's boring. She's not good enough. She gets special treatment. But understand, she kept getting blitz after blitz after blitz.
Let's call it exactly what it was. Paige Bueckers got 1 game's worth of Caitlin Clark treatment, and she buckled. The player hyped as the next Clark didn't rise to the challenge. She shrank into the role of just another bench option. This was the same Paige analysts swore up and down was the more polished package. More composed, more fundamentally sound, more efficient. But when the lights blazed brightest and the defense turned ruthless, she looked overwhelmed. That's the line separating hype from history. And Caitlin Clark has been etching her name into history since her very first WNBA tip-off. Paige? She joins the long list of players who couldn't carry the weight of Clark's shadow. The stats, the tape, the storyline, they all echo the same verdict. Paige Bueckers was never the heir. She was the latest creation of a media machine desperate to manufacture a rival, an illusion that disintegrated the second Seattle forced reality onto the floor. The Storm didn't just hand her a rough night. They tore away the curtain on the why narrative ESPN and the WNBA have been selling since Clark changed the sport. And once fans caught a glimpse of the truth, the mirage collapsed for good.
Look up how the WNBA played against Caitlin Clark in terms of the defensive strategy, in terms of the other basketball teams around the WNBA, what they did against Caitlin Clark versus how they've handled Paige this year. Everybody wants to act like Paige is so much better than Caitlin. They're certainly not playing defense on Paige the way they played on Caitlin. They're certainly not attacking her with unnecessary fouls the way they attacked Caitlin with unnecessary fouls last year. So in the 2024 season, there were 35 flagrant fouls called. Caitlin Clark received 17% of the entire season's flagrant fouls, 17%. I mean, we've seen all the injuries, we've seen all the fights, the MMA fights that the WNBA players have gotten into this year. There haven't been 35 flagrant fouls called.
Let's look at the raw stats because those are what the media has been leaning on.
In a 17 on the floor, she had 0 assists and 11 points. 0 assists. 0 assists. I don't like. That's mental. That's mental for a player that they were trying to say was better than Caitlin Clark. And I'm not even going to say, oh yeah, you know, the points are everything. Points aren't everything at the end of the day. Assists aren't everything. Like, all of these individual stats aren't everything. It was just the fact that she literally how many blitzes did Indiana or how many?
When Seattle flipped the script and defended Paige like they defend Clark, it was like watching a glass figurine dropped in a construction zone. 2 makes on 11 shots, no assists, just 2 rebounds. That's not efficiency, that's exposure. And the real problem for Paige? The Storm didn't just beat her. They laid out a defensive manual the rest of the league will happily copy. Brittany Sykes muscled her on the perimeter. Skylar Diggins-Smith slid over to shut off driving lanes. Gabby Williams and Erica Wheeler rotated in waves, contesting every shot. That's the gauntlet Clark has faced since her very first WNBA game. Paige got one night of it, and she crumbled. Coach Noelle Quinn summed it up perfectly afterward. This wasn't about a single matchup. It was about layers. Multiple defenders locked in on every move she made. And once Paige finally saw that level of pressure, the stat padding disappeared. 11 attempts, 2 buckets. The fundamental polish vanished the moment she was treated like Caitlin Clark.
When you guard a player like Paige, it's not just relying on, your guards, whoever has the main matchup, but it becomes a team picture and understanding, rotations on the ball, off the ball. And I think the other thing that we did, early on, we rebounded decently out of it. We didn't give up too many. I think it was 12 second chance points at the half, but not a lot of deflating possessions after having a lot of deflections and things like that.
Of course, Paige's defenders were quick to reach for excuses. She's still recovering from that ACL tear. She's shaking off rust. She just needs time to find her rhythm. Nice try. That injury was years ago. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark never had the luxury of excuses. She entered the WNBA as public enemy number 1, the player everyone wanted to test, to foul, to intimidate. No soft landings, no grace period, no easy nights, just fire. And she thrived in it. Paige, on the other hand, was rolled into the league on a velvet runway. And the moment it was yanked away, she tripped over her own hype. That's not superstar DNA, that's a media fantasy caving in. The Dallas Wings made her the number 1 overall pick, handed her every opportunity, and still finished 9-28, nowhere near the playoffs. So much for the savior narrative. Meanwhile, Clark didn't just elevate herself, she elevated everything around her. She dragged the Indiana Fever from the basement to playoff contention in a single year. And in the process, she carried the entire league. Attendance records? Clark. Primetime national TV deals? Clark. Merchandise sales exploding off the charts? Clark again.
This year, not enough, but if her name was Caitlin Clark, I bet she would have had at least 9 to 10 assists. You hear me? Because she's more than just a scorer. You hear me? Unlike Paige Bueckers, she's only a scorer. She's not dynamic. She's boring. You hear me? Clearly she fits the narrative, but she can't handle being double team or triple team.
Paige couldn't even keep her team from slipping into irrelevance in her very first season. And this is supposed to be the next Caitlin Clark? Please. One is a generational force who has literally transformed women's basketball. The other is a solid player gifted headlines she never earned. And that's exactly why fans are fed up. For months, the media spoon-fed the narrative that Bueckers was the better player. They flaunted her shooting percentage without noting that Clark pulls up from 30 feet while Paige racks up easy mid-range looks. They even ranked her above Clark midseason, as if 6 weeks of basketball could erase everything Clark has already done for the sport. It was never a rivalry. It was a fabrication, a storyline built on sand. And the moment Seattle cranked up, the physicality, the whole illusion caved in. Fans saw it. Social media saw it. The curtain dropped. The Emperor had no clothes. And just like that, the Caitlin 2.0 narrative dissolved overnight.
Did you just say Paige Bueckers will save the WNBA season? This season? The same Paige Bueckers that's dating Elmer Fudd? The same Paige that plays in front of empty civic centers for the Dallas Wankers? You expect me to believe she is going to save the WNBA season? She can't even sell out home games. Matter of fact, she doesn't come anywhere close to selling out games. The Wankers rank near the bottom of the league in attendance.
Here's the real issue. The league keeps trying to manufacture rivalries that don't exist. They think they can copy and paste Clark's impact by inflating anyone with a decent stat line and a smooth jumper. But Caitlin Clark isn't just another star. She's Tiger Woods, She's Serena Williams. She's LeBron James. She transcends the game. You don't fabricate that kind of greatness. It arrives once in a generation, maybe once in a lifetime. Paige Bueckers is not that. She never was. Pretending otherwise doesn't just disrespect Clark, it insults the fans who can see the difference. Because greatness isn't something you dress up with percentages or polish with headlines. You either have it or you don't. And Clark has it in abundance. The Storm didn't just beat Paige, they tore the illusion wide open. They proved what fans already knew. No highlight reel, no efficiency number, no media push can disguise a player who isn't built to carry the sport. The hoax was exposed, and the narrative now lies in ashes.
You know what Paige Bueckers did every time the blitz came her way? Give up the ball and never look to get it back again. She just gave up. That is what we are talking about. You guys are running around and acting like everybody's getting guarded like Caitlin Clark, and it's not the truth. It's not facts at all. It's not facts at all. Paige Bueckers finally got a taste of a glimpse of what that tastes like.
Meanwhile, Clark continues to prove every single night that she's the real deal. She's putting up historic numbers under relentless pressure, setting records in hostile arenas, and carrying not just a franchise, but the league itself on her shoulders. That isn't hype. It's reality. August 22nd, 2025 should be remembered in WNBA history. Not as Paige Bueckers' coronation, but as the night the manufactured storyline collapsed. The night the media's false prophecy went up in smoke. The night fans saw in real time what was always true. There is no next Caitlin Clark. There's Caitlin Clark, and then there's everybody else. Paige Bueckers just learned the hard way what happens when fiction collides with reality. Here's the bottom line. Caitlin Clark is the gold standard. She's not just raising her own game, she's raising the entire sport. Paige Bueckers may be a nice talent, but she's not Clark. And after Seattle stripped away the illusion, she may not even belong in the same conversation. The WNBA and ESPN need to stop manufacturing rivals and start embracing the generational talent they already have, because fans aren't buying the hype anymore. They're buying into Clark. So, what do you think? Did Seattle officially end the Paige Bueckers experiment? Is this the moment the media's obsession with finding the next Caitlin Clark finally collapsed? Drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown.